Before stories were written down in books, performed on stage, or shared through music, they were simply spoken, passed down by voice to the next generation and beyond. Humans told them to survive, teach, and remember. From ancient myths to modern lyrics, storytelling has always been a part of who we are. Stories aren't just entertainment, they carry real power. Stories that endure for centuries shape the way we see the world, and more profoundly, how we understand our place within it. Some songs stay with us even after the music has ended. The lyrics and emotions linger, carrying stories that capture the true human experience. As Bob Marley once said, one good thing about music is that when it hits you, you feel no pain. But sometimes it does more than that. It helps us let go of a burden we've carried and offers the comfort of knowing someone else might do the same. Regardless of how the world changes, humans tend to return to the same stories because they capture what it means to be human. Something that stays with us no matter the time or form. Othello is more than just a story about jealousy. It's a story about how fast a man can be broken down and lose everything. Written in 1603 by William Shakespeare, it's a tragedy that follows the story of a man who begins with endless power, pride, and love, but ends with nothing. Othello is destroyed not just by others, but by what the world convinces him to believe about himself. What if the hardest battles don't just come from physical fights? What if they come from internalized conflict and doubt? Maybe that's the strongest form of control, the one that stays with humans for the longest. Stories like Othello don't just disappear, they continue to speak to us, finding new voices to tell them. One of those voices being in Jermaine Lamar Cole, better known as J. Cole, specifically in his 2016 song, For Your Eyes Only. It was one of the first tracks that made me realize the weight music can carry and just how powerful storytelling and rap can really be. Unlike Shakespeare's centuries-old play, this song comes directly from J. Cole's own life. It tells the story of a man balancing dreams with harsh realities, trying to protect his family while facing the weight of systematic injustice. He struggles with dreams that are no longer in reach. These stories matter because they don't just reflect the world, they reveal our internal battles. Storytelling has always been a way to make sense of the things we struggle to understand. Narratives explored in texts like Othello and For Your Eyes Only may seem worlds apart, but they tell the same story. A man unraveled by what the world tells him he is. Shakespeare's eponymous Othello is a highly respected military leader who speaks with a calm eloquence. His rhythmic speech displays a man who is in control of his feelings, giving his words power. When he states,
"Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, rude am I in my speech,"
he reveals his clear irony as he insists on his lack of eloquence while demonstrating it perfectly. But acting from the shadows is Iago, Othello's trusted officer, or at least he seemed to be, quietly manipulating the story, driven by jealousy and a hunger for power. Through his deceit, he causes Othello to doubt everything he once believed about himself and his wife Desdemona. Iago isn't just a part of the story, he controls it completely. With every lie, he reconstructs Othello's reality. It makes you realize how powerful storytellers are. They don't just narrate events, they construct a lens through which we understand the world and ourselves. The impact of Iago's control is evident through Shakespeare's shift of Othello's language from formal verse to fragmented prose, clearly indicating his unraveling. In Act 4, his words become violent as he erratically shouts,
"I will chop her into messes, cuckold me."
This emotional outburst is followed by the powerful ekphonesis,
"Oh, blood, blood, blood."
revealing his despair. This breakdown isn't speech, is a direct result of Iago's manipulation, as he exploits Othello's insecurities, partially those tied to his identity as a black man, weakening his confidence and serving as a catalyst to his mental collapse. Another pivotal moment is when Othello calls Desdemona a
"Cunning whore of Venice."
using crude and sexualized imagery to strip her of her humanity, revealing the foul manner he has internalized, leaving the audience questioning Othello's true character. But if Othello already feels like an outsider, and Iago continues to distort his thoughts, then how much of what he truly believes is his own? Othello's awareness of being an outsider leaves him vulnerable to the insecurities Iago plants. By warning us about the power of harmful stereotypes and manipulation of the truth, Shakespeare urges us to question the story in Othello and what we believe about ourselves, highlighting the power narratives hold in shaping how we perceive the world and each other.